your minds right, and let's have a great day. Here we go.
Now, it's time for the Pat Narduzzi Show. The Pat Narduzzi Show is presented by the Power of Bowser and brought to you by GBU Life, providing life insurance, annuities, and community service since 1892. The Pat Narduzzi Show is on the Panther Radio Network.
It is the Pat Narduzzi Show live from Hotel Indigo, just off Technology Drive, down the hill from the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. I'm Pat Boston, joined by Chris Pickle, 97 head football coach Pat Narduzzi. Pitt, Boston College, noon on Saturday. Back at it, another noon start. Do you like noon starts?
Another noon game. I love noon starts.
Me too.
I love them.
I know they're not great for everybody, but players, coaches, broadcasters alike, we like to get up and at it. And certainly after a tough loss, Coach, I know you're chomping at the bit to get back on the grass at Acrisure.
Yeah, I mean we were biting, to get back just to practice this week and go out there and put together a few days of good work, which we've gotten two really good ones, and we're close. That's what I'll say. We're very, very close to where we want to be. We've got to finish out games, and the score is never good, but we were lucky to be in the game 7-0 with -4 in the turnover ratio with 5 turnovers, and we talk about that momentum play. We know what that one was, and that's a turnover, right? And when it's a turnover, what happens on all turnovers? You go review it in the box. I mean, there was no review. I don't understand still, but we'll get to the bottom of it.
Obviously, Coach, you've strung 2 tough losses in a row. Are there common threads? Obviously, there's plays to be made out there.
No question about it. Again, I told our players after practice today, just like, hey, coach's job are to put you in position to make plays, and it's your job to execute and make those plays. And players make plays, and we've got guys in position, and I think it's little by little. I mean, you just keep swinging away, and good things will happen.
Last 2 games, you guys have gone down, come back, gone up. It's been swings of momentum. You've handled negativity well. What do you have to do to finish? String 60 minutes together and not lose our focus in the second half. And we've got to move the sticks on offense. We did not move the sticks on offense, especially in the second half with just 20 plays. And our defense is on the field, extremely long time. The last 2 weeks it's been, we got linebackers playing 90-some snaps on both games, and that can't happen. We've got to move the sticks. We got to keep our offense on the field, and we're not this high tempo every snap going. I mean, it's just a matter of not being on the field. We've got center and senior captain Lyndon Cooper here tonight. He'll be our player guest, and that offensive line is a critical component, obviously, of success. You announced this week Keith Gouveia out for the year. I know you only talk about those types of injuries. He was a guest on the show earlier in the year. Tough for him, but obviously your guys rallied around him, and he gave a big thumbs up on the way out after a difficult injury.
Yeah, that's tough. Keith is actually in this hotel tonight. I'm hoping he might pop down. He's with his mom, Connie, and we feel for him. It's a tough break to go through. I mean, he's such an intense, just such a great kid. I mean, just love coaching him. He's been a starter since the day he got here, and at that left guard position, Ryan Corretto will back him up and take over from those guys. Those guys will represent the O Block. Yeah,
great opportunity for the Panthers Saturday, high noon. We'll be on the fan. We'll be on the fan here for the Pat Narduzzi Show the remainder of this fall. We've been a little bit back and forth between AM and FM throughout the course of the fall due to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Their season's concluded, so it's all Pat Narduzzi Show on the fan every single Wednesday throughout the season. ACC Network broadcast, Max Brown on the call, Coach.
Max is coming home.
Max is coming home to Pittsburgh, obviously former Pitt quarterback, former USC quarterback. What do you make of these media types you're producing in your program?
Yeah, I don't know. Max is a great kid. I'm happy for him. He's been, this is his second year in the ACC, so he's just a great kid and does a great job. But, I haven't really listened to him, but he was here this summer with us as well, so it was good to have him on campus.
It'll be good to see Max on Saturday. When we come back, we'll get into the numbers a little bit with Coach Narduzzi. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Oh, hey, who's that girl helping you with your draft picks?
Oh, that's my Clearview expert, Jen. What do you always say, Jen?
Diversify your lineup, just like your investment portfolio.
Yes! She's a genius!
Financial advice is closer than you think. Clearview, clearly different.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
No one gets you closer to the Pitt Panthers than the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Go inside the locker rooms, on the sidelines, and Inside the Game, as we provide exclusive analysis, breaking news, and recruiting updates all season long. Have a question or want to comment on how Pitt's doing? Join a chat with a Post-Gazette reporter at postgazette.com/Pitt. From the football field to the volleyball court, the Post-Gazette has the best eyes and ears on all Pitt sports. Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better, because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
At the University of Pittsburgh, the gold standard is the championship level that Pitt athletics programs strive to achieve. This season, Pitt Athletics is recognizing those businesses that support Pitt Athletics at the gold standard championship level. Pitt Athletics would like to recognize its 2025 gold standard corporate partners, Clearview Federal Credit Union and the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. Thank you for supporting Pitt Athletics. Together, we go for gold.
Hey, who's that girl helping you with your draft picks?
Oh, that's my Clearview expert, Jen. What do you always say, Jen?
Diversify your lineup, just like your investment portfolio.
Yes! She's a genius!
Financial advice is closer than you think. Clearview, clearly different.
It's the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Back as Moss throws that pass down the middle, intercepted, coming across the middle of the field with the football is Rasheem Biles. He's got blockers. He's at the 50, the 45, the 35, the 20, the 15, the 10, and he is into the end zone for a Panther touchdown. A pick six for Rasheem Biles, the junior from Columbus.
He was shot out of a cannon, Coach, on that pick six.
That was a hell of a play.
Welcome back to the Pat Narduzzi Show live from Hotel Indigo. And Coach, you dive into the numbers at a third of the way, I should say, through the season. And obviously you've lost a couple games in a row, but it's not all bad. It's never as good as it seems. It's never as bad as it seems. But we'll start with some things, Coach, I think you talked about in your Monday press conference about improvement. You mentioned third down. I know you work on it every single week. Is there something you can put your finger on, or is it just plays out there not being made?
Plays not being made. We got to convert on third down somehow, some way, and I think there's people that are there ready to make a play. We've got to make plays.
Your defense has been on the field quite a bit. I imagine the third down efficiency and that have something in common. They're kind of connected.
Yes. I mean, one of the big keys is, and Lyndon knows this, is we talk about moving those sticks, and we've got to convert on money down. Money down is so critical. We did a great job today in that period. We spent probably 15, 17 minutes on third down, solely, whether it be pass Skelly or team period. So it's critical. We've got to make plays, and that's our job as coaches to put them in position to make them.
And obviously, defensively, you talk about Rasheem Biles. I mean, a guy played, how many plays did he play last week? 100 plus. He was out there a lot.
108 plays. So there's a lot of plays. Combining the special teams plays. He's having a heck of a year. That's for sure.
Yeah, he's leading the ACC in tackles and TFLs. He's averaging over 10 tackles a game. He obviously the pick six. I mean, the attention goes to Kyle Lewis coming into the season, but I think you have another All-American caliber player on the other side.
No doubt about it. Being I think Keem's hungry to be where Kyle Lewis was, and that's kind of how you want it. He's playing hungry. He's intense. I mean, you can see he's physically prepared. He's played well all year. He's not a reason that we haven't had success. I can guarantee you that.
And offensively, despite the third downs, you guys have been incredibly explosive. I think you've won explosives the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, we've won explosives, but we got to get in the end zone. And when you turn the ball over, you're not going to put points on the board, especially down in the red zone.
Have you been happy with the disruption of your defensive line and front seven as a whole?
You're talking just the havoc they're causing in the backfield.
Yeah, you're leading the ACC and TFLs in sacks.
Doesn't feel like it. I want more. We need more up front. I don't think we had enough sacks last week as well. Our pass rush has got to get better. We got to put. Quarterback had too long back there, in my opinion. I know it's you're bringing 4, and probably when we're getting sacks, it's probably bringing a little bit more pressure than 4-man pressure. I'd like to see some 4-man pressure.
When you have a guy like Rasheem or a guy like Kyle Lewis, when you're dialing things up back there and putting together the plan, what's the balance between wanting them in the pressure package or having them back there roaming? I mean, it's kind of pick your poison, right? It
really is. I think both are a steady mix of both of them, but obviously I think our 3 picks this year have been with linebackers, right? Lovelace had one, Biles had one, and Kyle's had one. Kyle would have scored if he didn't have his shirt untucked.
Well, that's 2 years in a row he's had his shirt basically ripped on a pick. Now, he scored on one of them.
Yeah.
But the second one...
Yeah. If he comes out there, I will be out there with a pair of scissors, and I'll be trimming that thing around because we win the game. If again, I always say it comes down to the inches, and those little things matter, and every little thing matters, and I harp on it. And
do you think Rasheem would have gotten caught if his shirt was...
No, he was gone. He wasn't getting caught because the guy wasn't in contact with him, but the other guy got his jersey or his T-shirt and got him.
Well, speaking of guys that don't...
back in the day, we used to have the cutoffs, right?
The cutoffs or the tearaway
your stomach used to hang out.
Oh, yeah. That's what you
what's
did?
wrong? That's the swag you need.
Okay, so Kyle Lewis is going to have no untucked shirt this week. He's going to be high and tight. He's going to probably have a pick 6.
Yeah.
We can bank on that?
He'll be high and tight.
Now, a guy that doesn't grab any jersey is going to join us next, and that's your starting center, your senior captain, transfer from NC State, Lyndon Cooper. Coop, as they call him, right? That's
Coop. Yeah.
Coop is going to join us next. We're going to dive in to his background, his contributions to this Pitt offense, and we're going to do it next on the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
The 2-minute warning, the caution flag, the 4. At PNC Bank, we believe in the power of a helpful watch out. That's why we created Low Cash Mode, the new financial watch out that gives you multiple options and at least 24 hours of extra time to avoid overdraft fees. Low Cash Mode on Virtual Wallet from PNC Bank. Available on all virtual wallet products. To learn more, visit pnc.com/lowcashmode. Copyright 2021, the PNC Financial Services Group, Inc. All rights reserved. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
The University of Pittsburgh is one of the nation's oldest institutions of higher education. The Hail to Pitt program highlights the history, success, and goodwill of businesses rooted in Pittsburgh. Pitt Athletics would like to recognize a Hail to Pittsburgh corporate partner, Bowser Automotive, a family-owned dealership offering new and used vehicles, expert service, and financing across top brands, delivering trusted care, value, and a seamless car buying experience since 1983. Thank you, Bowser Automotive, for your support of Pitt, because together, we hail to Pittsburgh.
Hey everyone, it's Thorne Dickerson. Do you want to feel more confident when you smile? People give me compliments all the time about my smile. It's been 2 years since my smile makeover, and my only regret is that I didn't do it sooner. For my veneer treatment, I only trusted the best cosmetic dentist in Pittsburgh, Doctors Brian and Rob Claich of Cranberry Dental Studio, and my experience was incredible. Request a free virtual consultation by visiting cranberrydentalstudio.com or check out their award-winning smile makeovers on their Instagram at Cranberry Dental Studio.
We believe healthcare should treat the whole person and the whole community. At UPMC, we aim to do just that by partnering with organizations that help bring fresh and healthy food to the people who need it most. Because life-changing is caring for you before you ever walk in our doors. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC. Life-changing medicine.
At L.B. Foster, we've been building America's infrastructure since 1902. We hold a market-leading reputation in the rail and infrastructure segments and embrace the digital era by anticipating the evolving needs of these markets. Our engineered solutions help to ensure safe and efficient rail transportation and public infrastructure for generations to come. Visit lbfoster.com to discover career opportunities and see how we innovate to solve global infrastructure challenges.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
Back to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
39-yard line of the Cardinals, a 14-yard gain. This pass down the field, the pass will be caught on a second effort. It is caught for a touchdown. Another spectacular play by Blue Hicks. 39 yards, Holstein to Hicks, and for Blue, his third receiving touchdown of the season.
Yeah, I had no clue. Welcome back to the Pat Narduzzi Show. Pat Bostic was in the booth. I had no clue. I was looking for a flag because he was draped all over, and I thought a flag was going to come. The crowd. I'm looking down at the pylon, and the crowd goes crazy. I'm like, the flag came out. He caught the football. Blue Hicks.
Of course there was no flag.
Well, he caught the football. It was an unbelievable catch, and obviously a hot start to that football game. We got Lyndon Cooper, senior captain from Carrollton, Georgia, in the house. Did I pronounce that right? Carrollton High School. You're from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yes, sir.
Atlanta, Georgia. So you looking forward to going back to Atlanta here later in the year? I know we got Boston College this weekend, but
yeah, I'm definitely waiting to take that trip to Georgia Tech. I got a lot of family and friends trying to come. And yeah, I'm just excited just to play back home. It's my first time playing in Atlanta, so it'd be
right now we got come on, Boston.
Every guy, Coach, I'm on message. Don't you worry. Lyndon, has it hit you yet that this is the last ride? I mean, you were named a captain this offseason, but with every game that goes by, you get closer to walking out there and seeing Mom on Senior Day.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I haven't put too much thought into it. I kind of just go by week and game by game and day by day, to be honest. But it is surreal to be a senior, and the position I am today is honestly a blessing. And I'm just excited to play Boston College this week.
Question for both of you. What did it mean to be voted a captain, your second year in the program, voted a captain by your teammates?
It's honestly an honor because, like you said, it's been my second year. So just being able to gain my coaches and teammates' trust in the short amount of time I've been here is honestly a blessing. And I do take this position I hold very seriously. And I want to be the best Lyndon I can be for this team and this university.
What do you see that his teammates saw in him that named him a captain?
I think it's the first thing, was when he first got here, it's just the hard work and the grind he puts in every day. I think that's where it starts, right? The way he practices, he leads on the field. He's got some nasty to him, which I love, and I think he's going to continue to get a little nastier as we get through this ACC. But he's got grit, he's got toughness, and obviously he's a great football player. He's got great feet.
Coaches can talk to the players, obviously. Team meetings, individual meetings, unit meetings, but you're a leader in that locker room when the coaches aren't around. You guys have had 2 tough losses in a row. What's been your message to not only the guys up front, but everyone as you guys push through a rough patch?
I mean, to be honest, like everybody can know, like nobody's beating us besides us. So what I've been kind of trying to teach to the team is like just keep loving on each other. Let's keep like staying the course because at the end of the day, we create our own legacy, and we're only 4 games in the season, so it's a long season, and it's not over with. So basically, just keep loving on each other, keep supporting each other, and let's keep that one mentality.
We're joined by senior captain, offensive center Lyndon Cooper on the Pat Narduzzi Show. Lyndon, I played quarterback way back in the day, and the center position I always had the utmost respect for, most important player on the field, in my opinion. Not just because they're right in front of you, and if there's double A gap pressure, I got to count on you to make sure they don't tackle me,
right.
And I wasn't getting out of the way, so I needed your help. But the mental part of it, the mental component of the center position, how much prep do you have to put in throughout the week, and how much is communication a part of what you do?
So during the week, Coach Darvo just prepares us each and every day with teach tapes about the defense, learning tendencies. Coach Dews comes in sometimes in our O-line room and tells us a tendency about the defense that helps us out a lot, either where it stands or just safety, linebacker alignment, D-lineman alignment. So I just feel like the preparation we take during the week allows me to play free, allows me to communicate with the quarterback and running backs to be able to run our offense efficiently.
Did you play center in high school? Were you guard in center?
No, I played left guard and left tackle in high school. Then my first couple of years at NC State, I played center. So that's kind of where I got
started playing some center, and then it became a home for you.
Yes, sir.
You take pride in being kind of the voice of the offensive line?
Yes, sir. I have to. Nobody else. I mean, I'm the voice for the O-line, so I have to. I can't be shy out there. I got to just be myself. That's kind of what I take in my games is be myself, be that voice for the O-line, and just make the right calls.
We talked about Keith earlier. Is that kind of something you guys are going to rally around, that O-block?
Man,
honoring him?
Keith was playing some good ball, and that was probably one of his best games he was playing before he got hurt. So that's definitely a big loss on the O-line, but we definitely going to rally around Keith and continue to play for him, and as well as Mason as well.
Well, we're going to come back to the Pat Narduzzi Show and continue our conversation with Lyndon Cooper. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi from 93.7 The Fan for the power of Bowser. Fall in Pittsburgh means crisp air, colorful leaves, and getting ready for football season. And at Bowser Hyundai, the number one Hyundai volume dealer in Pittsburgh, it also means the perfect time to get behind the wheel of a brand new Hyundai Tucson. Get 1.99% APR for 60 months on a new 2025 Hyundai Tucson SE all-wheel drive from Bowser Hyundai. And that includes hybrid models. And don't forget, all new Hyundais come with Hyundai Assurance and are backed by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies. With credit approval and financing through HMFC. Offer ends October 1st. Now that's the power of Bowser.
Oh, that's the power of Bowser. Yeah.
Bowser Hyundai, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
At LB Foster, we've been building America's infrastructure since 1902. We hold a market-leading reputation in the rail and infrastructure segments and embrace the digital era by anticipating the evolving needs of these markets. Our engineered solutions help to ensure safe and efficient rail transportation and public infrastructure for generations to come. Visit lbfoster.com to discover career opportunities and see how we innovate to solve global infrastructure challenges.
No one gets you closer to the Pitt Panthers than the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Go inside the locker rooms, on the sidelines, and inside the game as we provide exclusive analysis, breaking news, and recruiting updates all season long. Have a question or want to comment on how Pitt's doing? Join a chat with a Post-Gazette reporter at postgazette.com/Pitt. From the football field to the volleyball court, the Post-Gazette has the best eyes and ears on all Pitt sports.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Let's return to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Travels out of the pocket, throws it down the field, wide open, touchdown. That is Poppy Williams down the left sideline, wide open, and the Panthers are in position to get that double-digit lead back.
We are back on the Pat Narduzzi Show, joined by number 56, captain, senior, offensive lineman, center, Lyndon Cooper, here at Hotel Indigo. We got a great crowd tonight. We're here every Wednesday throughout the season, with the exception of the open week. The open weeks we're not here, but we're privileged to be joined tonight by Coop, and that protection was pretty good on Saturday. That particular play, right before the end of the half, you guys were poised in a 2-minute situation, gave Eli a chance to step up, and there's no better feeling for an offensive lineman than looking down the field and seeing that ball in the end zone, right?
Yeah, man. Just seeing Poppy just score that thing, I just ran down the field screaming his name so I could come celebrate with him in the end zone.
Yeah, you started your career at NC State and obviously played a few years there and then decided that you wanted to make a move. And you identified the University of Pittsburgh as the place you wanted to finish your career. What were some of the reasons that was the case?
Really just the relationships that was built on my visit to Pitt with Coach Narduzzi and the staff that was here. Just really the relationships we built in that short amount of time. During the portal, you don't have too much time to just build so many connections during that short amount of time. But just really every conversation we had, every question was asked, and really just the hunger of the program. I know they came from a rough season, the previous season, so I just knew everybody was hungry, was ready to play.
What did you guys see in Linden that you wanted?
The first thing is, guy goes in the portal, then, your recruiting office gets involved and says, hey, we got a guy for you guys to look at. It goes through the process. Line coach, coordinator, the head coach, and just watching the tape. He played left guard, he played right guard, he played center. I think he played 2 positions in one game, and they moved him around and probably wasn't playing enough. So I think, he wanted a place where he could be the dude, and he's come here to be the guy. And, and then obviously, then there's the character evaluation, and then you loved him as a person, and you love his mom, and, just the whole package. So it's not just about how good a player he is. If the parents aren't fits with what we do, and they're a pain in the butt, like mom is locked in, she supports him in any way, and she supports us.
Culture is such a big part of your program, Coach. And Lyndon, did you kind of feel that right away when you came here on your visit, that this was a family?
Yeah, definitely. I can feel the family orientated vibes really just from the visits, just from everybody who accepted me and my mom on a short notice, and really just the culture that's already been established here. Coach Narduzzi has been here for years, and the people he's just put around us and everybody he's put in the building, you could just definitely feel the vibe.
I'm sure it doesn't hurt that there's a growing population of Georgians on the roster too. So you got some Atlanta, you got you're adding to that list. You guys have your own little group of Atlanta natives that keep close.
We just them Georgia boys. Everybody know about them Georgia boys, man.
Well, football in Georgia now is, and you guys have been able, Rashad Battle obviously, and so on. That's been a state that you guys have emphasized, right?
No question about it. We're going down south. We're going to hit the Atlanta and surrounding areas, and obviously, Florida. So those are 2 major hotbeds. Some of the best football in the country.
We're not going to talk about playing your former team in a couple weeks. I'm not going to talk to you about that. We're talking about Boston
or Georgia
College.
Tech.
I already did that, so I can't undo it. But Boston College, obviously, they're a team. Tim Lewis, their defense coordinator, is a Pitt man and a first-round draft pick. Very pro-oriented. Schematically, what do you see from them defensively? Pretty multiple?
Yeah, they run a 4-down front, a odd front, an overload front. Sometimes they even run a jam front. And I feel like they look pretty good up front, but as long as we do our job on the O-line and make sure our quarterback's protected and the holes are big enough for our running backs, we should have a really good game against Boston College.
I know you're focused, and it's taken a lot of people to get you to this point, Lyndon. It takes a village to make a football player. It starts with mom, I would imagine, but who are some of the people along the way, including here at Pitt, that have shaped you into who you are today?
I would definitely want to start with my mom. She's just been there for me since day one, put me in football at an early age. She made me start training in high school, when I was a freshman. I didn't even know no better, even when I didn't want to. Then I would say who shaped me to be a better player, being at Pitt, I would just say Coach Darvo. He's just, the way he coaches us in that O-line room, man, he's just very caresome. He emphasizes, he put us in a winning position for when I speak on that, I mean our scheme, and just really just the looseness of our O-line room and how we're able just to be real with each other and then coach on each other. So it's never nobody's bigger than the next man in that room. So that's why I love our O-line room. I love O-Block. I love Coach Darvo, Coach LG. They're good additions to our room.
Who came up with O-Block?
I did.
I knew it was you. I knew it wouldn't start anywhere else with the center. It's only appropriate.
I told him when we score, we get a big run. Put that big O up there.
The O-Block.
O-Block.
So you got to represent.
Yes, sir.
It's very appropriate. You're on offense and you block. It makes a lot of sense. I talked to Coach Rowe trying to get some background on you. He said you're pretty simple. Any hobbies you have? Anything unique you like to do? You cook or anything?
I cook a little bit, but a few hobbies. I like cars.
You like cars, yeah. Okay. Anything in particular?
Definitely Mopar, the American Muscle. That's kind of what I'm at.
I don't even know what that is.
Mopar. So I have no idea what it is, but I've seen the logo.
Yeah,
so
what do you drive?
I got a Durango, an SRT Durango.
So it's got a little sound to it?
Yeah, I got a little
So you're a muscle guy.
Yeah, I like that.
You better be.
I would imagine so. So obviously, when you come to the Hotel Indigo for the Pat Narduzzi show, you get to order something to eat. You get to what'd you go with tonight?
I went with a simple chicken quesadilla.
You went simple,
yeah,
a little light tonight.
Yeah, I didn't want to get
fantastic.
no burger. Everybody said they get burgers. I don't think I need no.
So there's a
right
running.
now.
The seniors talk to each other about what to get here.
Yeah.
Caleb, I don't think a punter is going to give an offensive lineman advice on what to eat at the Pat Narduzzi show. Let's give it up for Lyndon Cooper, senior captain, number 56. He'll lead the Panthers against Boston College on Saturday at noon. And coming back, we'll talk a little BC with Coach Narduzzi on the Pat Narduzzi Show. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey, who's that girl helping you with your draft picks?
Oh, that's my Clearview expert, Jen. What do you always say, Jen?
Diversify your lineup, just like your investment portfolio.
Yes! She's a genius!
Financial advice is closer than you think. Clearview, clearly different.
Hi, this is Bill Hillgrove. Life moves fast, but planning ahead doesn't have to be complicated.
Exactly, Bill. That's why NSS Life offers affordable life insurance and reliable annuities you can count on.
It's the peace of mind you've been looking for.
Because you're not just planning for tomorrow, you're building a future that lasts a lifetime.
NSS Life. Secure today, confident tomorrow.
NSS Life, where family matters.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
At LB Foster Company, we've been leading in innovation for 120 years. We support the rail industry with technologies that keep things moving, monitor conditions, and enable safety. Our solutions enhance environments by helping to ensure that critical infrastructure remains sound and functional. By deploying advanced manufacturing technologies in a precast concrete building or a bridge, our goal is to improve the lives of those who rely on us. LB Foster. We innovate to solve global infrastructure challenges.
No one gets you closer to the Pitt Panthers than the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Go inside the locker rooms, on the sidelines, and inside the game as we provide exclusive analysis, breaking news, and recruiting updates all season long. Have a question or want to comment on how Pitt's doing? Join a chat with a Post-Gazette reporter at postgazette.com/Pitt. From the football field to the volleyball court, the Post-Gazette has the best eyes and ears on all Pitt sports.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Hey, who's that girl helping you with your draft picks?
Oh, that's my Clearview expert, Jen. What do you always say, Jen?
Diversify your lineup, just like your investment portfolio.
Yes! She's a genius!
Financial advice is closer than you think. Clearview, clearly different.
It's the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Here's what you need to know about Pitt Boston College, brought to you by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. Welcome back to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser at the Hotel Indigo on Technology Drive, just off the Hot Metal Bridge. Coach Bill O'Brien, I know you got a chance to know him over the last couple of years. He's been in the ACC, coached up the road a little bit. We won't mention the name of the school. Coached in the NFL, obviously for the Houston Texans, was a coordinator for the Patriots. He's coached a lot of ball, and I think he's someone you have a lot of respect for.
No doubt about it. Bill's number one, a great person. He's a heck of a football coach. They got a good football team. Let me just tell you, they're very similar to this football team. They've had some tough breaks at the end. They should be 4-0. We should be 4-0. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. But they've had, really some of the same issues we have. They got a really talented football team that hasn't had a chance to finish. They've been testing them. They had Michigan State. They've had Stanford, out on the West Coast and Cal. So they played three really good football teams. And they've had some tough breaks. They've gone overtime with Michigan State, who's looks like a much improved team from a year ago. So they can score points. and they can create havoc on defense.
When you look at their offense, how much are Bill O'Brien's fingerprints all over that?
Obviously, they're all over that. He's not calling the plays. Will Long is, but they're very simple in what they do, but they dress it up different ways. They keep it simple enough where Lonergan can get the ball to where he needs to. I mean, I think they got great concepts. They're going to keep us on our toes with all the motion. There'll be a ton of motion, which he's known for, and again they dress it up. And you as a DB, you got to identify what formations they are in a quick thing and get the right calls out there as far as what we need to be in to really protect and defend.
Yeah, bit of a training camp quarterback battle between Lonergan and Grayson James, who you played against a year ago, who was the returning starter after Castellanos transferred down to Florida State. This is an offense over the years that's been predicated on running the ball. They've had big backs. They've been big up front. But all of a sudden they're leading the ACC in passing yards per game, and it probably starts, I would imagine, with Lonergan, the Alabama transfer. What do you see from him just in terms of how he operates and why they've been so effective?
Yeah, it's hard on normal downs. He's given up some sacks on third down, but on normal downs, he's hard to get to. The ball's coming out. He's a great decision maker. The ball's coming out quick, so it's going to be hard. We got to get our hands up, try to get some batted down balls. He's had some batted down balls, but he knows where to go. He processes the game well. He knows where to go with the ball, and he gets it out. And the receivers are doing a great job catching it. He's got targets all over the place, too.
Yeah, he's averaging just south of 28 completions a game, which is first in the Atlantic Coast Conference and second in all of college football. You mentioned the targets on the perimeter. Obviously, Lewis Bond is a familiar name, but Big Reed Harris had some catches against you guys a year ago.
Yeah, and don't forget, number 17, Jeremiah Franklin, their tight end. He's a good football player, played against us last year. They get him the ball. He's a major target in their offense. So between their tight end and like you said, Reed Harris, who's a 6'5", 230-pound receiver. So it's like playing another tight end out there that really can run. He showed his speed last year twice against us, and then Lewis Bond are going to get him all the short game, and he's kind of like Blue Hicks. I mean, he can get the ball and make things happen when he catches it. So he's good with the ball in his hand.
I know you're always predicated on stopping the run every single week, and they have a back named Turbo, which if you could name a running back any name, Turbo is a pretty good one, but he's not little and quick. He's pretty stout.
Yeah, he's a 200-pound kid, probably 5'9", 5'10", but I think that's a nickname, by the way.
Well, it's on my depth chart as his name, so that's what I'm going with, just like Blue.
I think it's a nickname. I don't know what his real name is. Maybe you got to check the stats on that and call him by that. We need him to be real slow. We need to call him slow, slow Richard. We need to slow Turbo down a little bit, but he had a big day, 171 yards rushing against Cal last week. So we've got to stop the run.
He's also got 16 catches on the year, so they'll throw the back out of the backfield.
Yeah, if you're watching their tailback, if he's lined up into the boundary, there's a good chance there's a wheel route going on. And if quarterback doesn't like what he sees down the field, he's going to swing it to those guys, downhill swing, and he can roll. So I don't know what his receiving yards are, but it looks like about 200 yards receiving already this year. But he's catching a bunch of swing balls and wheel routes into the boundary.
From watching them play, it seems like they do a lot of bunches and try to condense the formation. How does that challenge a defense?
Well, it's tough because you got to be great with your eyes and put you in different things based on what concepts they have. So, like I said, our safeties, Javon McIntyre and Cruz Brookins have got to really be good at communicating with what we're going to do, how we're going to address. I mean, you think about it when they motion, probably 75% of the time we're going to be communicating on how we're going to play this set, whether the back's lined up to you, back's away, you have 2 receivers, 3 receivers. There's just so much that goes into playing good defense. And, our guys are pretty smart at doing it, but, we've got to be on top of our toes.
People look at the box score from a week ago and see Miller Moss's stat line. They forget that they scored 3 touchdowns on short fields. But obviously, they did hit some plays in the passing game. What in terms of carryover, what are some things you can control defensively in terms of defending the pass against this potent passing offense?
The one thing we can control is having great eyes and great communication, whether it's pre-snap communication and post-snap communication. Talking about, where those receivers are going in, our linebackers got to be on cue. They've got to be sharp on what they're doing. They can't just go float in coverage and look to go make a play and think I'm going to go get a pick here. Sometimes those interceptions for touchdowns become fatal because they want to get more. And everybody's got to do their job, or this quarterback can find the open receiver. Coming
back on the Pat Narduzzi Show, we'll discuss the Boston College defense, a little bit of special teams. You're listening to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Hey Pitt fans, Delta Airlines is proud to fly the Pittsburgh Panthers and their fans across the country and around the globe. Delta Airlines offers nonstop service to 6 destinations from Pittsburgh. Whether traveling for business or pleasure, you'll enjoy Delta Airlines' award-winning customer service as we support you through your travel journey. Pitt Athletics and Delta Airlines, keep climbing.
At GBU Life, we specialize in life insurance and annuity products to help protect families and anchor retirements. But we do things a little differently. When you choose GBU Life, you become a member of an organization that supports you, your personal goals, and your community causes. Ready to be a member? Visit gbu.org. GBU Life is the marketing name for GBU Financial Life. Life insurance is underwritten and annuities are issued by GBU Financial Life, Pittsburgh, PA. GBU Life and its agents do not provide legal, tax, or financial advice. Please consult with your advisor.
The University of Pittsburgh is one of the nation's oldest institutions of higher education. The Hail to Pitt program highlights the history, success, and goodwill of businesses rooted in Pittsburgh. Pitt Athletics would like to recognize a Hail to Pittsburgh corporate partner, Bowser Automotive, a family-owned dealership offering new and used vehicles, expert service, and financing across top brands, delivering trusted care, value, and a seamless car buying experience since 1983. Thank you, Bowser Automotive, for your support of Pitt, because together, we hail to Pittsburgh.
At the University of Pittsburgh, the gold standard is the championship level that Pitt Athletics programs strive to achieve. This season, Pitt Athletics is recognizing those businesses that support Pitt Athletics at the gold standard championship level. Pitt Athletics would like to recognize its 2025 Gold Standard corporate partners, Clearview Federal Credit Union and the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. Thank you for supporting Pitt Athletics. Together, we go for gold.
We could tell you what makes Giant Eagle special, but we think our customers say it best.
I love the fresh produce. I love the fresh meat.
I'm pretty sure the fish guy knows me by now. We're buds.
I love to grill. That alone keeps me coming back.
The people that work here are so nice and so helpful.
Everybody loves the cakes from Giant Eagle.
On every shelf, in every department, we're always going for better because being your Giant Eagle matters.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
This is my Giant Eagle.
Welcome to the Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland. Host of the Pat Narduzzi Show. At Eliza Hot Metal Bistro, our chefs are true craftsmen, infusing every bite with passion and precision. Elevate your special event to new heights with our rooftop terrace, with over 2,600 square feet of flexible event space. And when it's time to relax after being minutes from the action, our well-appointed guest rooms provide the perfect sanctuary. The Eliza Hot Metal Bistro and Hotel Indigo Pittsburgh, University, Oakland, where every detail, every moment matters.
Back to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Back live at the Hotel Indigo, it's the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power of Bowser. Pitt Boston College, Saturday at noon. ACC Network broadcast. Supposed to be a beautiful day. We've had great football weather all year round. Going to be a high of 82 degrees on Saturday. Sunny, summer-like on the North Shore in Pittsburgh. And want to give a quick shout out and condolences to the Blandino family. Dr. Dave Blandino, former Pitt football player, was roommates with Coach Wanstead at Pitt, sadly passed away this morning. So our heart goes out to his family. Dave was a good man, a great Pitt man, and certainly all his friends and teammates will remember him and celebrate him and try to honor him on Saturday with a nice W at Acrisure Stadium. BC, though, comes in. They got a Pitt man as their defensive coordinator, Coach.
Yeah, no doubt.
Tim Lewis was a first-round pick in the early 80s, a corner, defensive back, first pick, 11th pick, I think, overall by the Green Bay Packers. And he's coached everywhere. He's coached at every single level.
He really has. He's been an honorary captain for us when we played Georgia Tech because he was living down in Atlanta, I think, coaching high school football at the time. And I think he went from high school back into college, which is an amazing hire for him. But he's a great ball coach and a great person as well. So he does a great job. I want to send him out, a loser on Saturday afternoon.
Well, I'm sure it's conflicting for him coming back to Pittsburgh and seeing that Pitt script. And obviously the connection with Louis Riddick, the Lewis family, obviously permeates. But in terms of schematics and what they do on defense, what do you see from them that is pro-like?
Pro, college, what's the difference?
Multiple fronts. Yeah. So what do they do?
They're multiple fronts, but they're going to play different fronts up front. But they're mainly a 4-down team that's going to play man free, play some quarters. They're going to bring 5-man pressure. Matter of fact, I think they're the highest pressure team in the country right now. they're bringing more pressure, whether it's 5 or 6.
Right.
They're bringing more pressure than anybody in the country right now. So that's obviously a concern. Our offensive center's got to be great with protections, making sure we're sliding the right way and making sure we're protecting our quarterback.
Who are some of the challenging matchups up front? Obviously, they had a great player go to the NFL from a year ago, but it seems like they've reloaded.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've done a great job recruiting like everybody does. I think the main guy is the Hutchins kid, number 15, defensive end, 240, 250-pound kid from Alabama. He's the number one guy up front that, puts pressure on the quarterback. So he's really good. And then inside, number 88, Sedarius McConnell. Again, another guy that's put pressure on the quarterback and is really athletic, about a 280, 85-pound guy that can run.
Now, in their man-to-man, are they more of a press team or more of an off team?
They like to press. They'll press out on the edge, but they'll play. They're going to be multiple as far as what they do. They're not going to do it all the same, but they would prefer to press.
When you see two safeties, each with 6 TFLs respectively and 3 TFLs respectively, are those guys coming down in the box and blitzing off the edge?
They're coming down in the box and blitzing off the edge for sure. So hopefully we can handle that pressure. And again, it affects your run game. Period. When you're bringing a safety off the edge. Those guys, those two safeties are, 2 big-time playmakers. It's like having Kyle Lewis on either side. I mean, they got 2 guys, and they've been very active, so we got some stuff for them.
What are some of the things you've identified offensively that just need to be more efficient for you guys to be effective, not only on third down, but first and second down?
Well, like I talked about, Alabama's quarterback, the Alabama transfer, Lonigan, he's very good decision maker. He knows where to go with the ball, and I think just being better with where that ball's got to go and reading coverages better. I think that's probably the number one thing. And then we didn't do a good job last week with some of the pressure stuff. We've dug into that, and we've been here till midnight this week, just saying, because I think we're going to see more pressure until we defend the pressure. But we're receiving what we call a lot of 7-up, a bunch of guys cross and just blitzing for the run or pass. But you've got to make a throw. You make a big pass. You get them out of it. We got to make sure that if they try that we make them pay.
The old adage, you got to throw them out of blitzing, and that applies certainly with Boston College, given their percentages. Special teams have been a strength for you. A couple fluky plays, obviously, a week ago. But I wanted to ask you about your kicker, Trey Bukowski, who has just been pretty flawless all year long, and he spoke to the media earlier this week, and I don't think his voice raised or went lower than one same decibel the entire time. Has he just got a flat line?
I think he's flatlined. I mean, that's how he's on the field, too. I mean, to me, I give him credit last week with those 2 illegal procedures we had on a field goal team, back it up and kick it again. Those are sometimes, that's a tough deal for a kicker at times. It's like, I got to do it again. I just made that one mentally. But mentally, he's so strong. He's just, he's a great player right now. I mean, he's, you didn't know what you were going to have going into the season. You can be great in practice, but what are you going to do when the game turns on? And he's been really, really a pleasant surprise.
Talked to Caleb Junko last week. We talked about Trey Bukowski, but the kickoff guy never gets any credit. And Sam Carpenter's been booting that thing through the end zone, which is something that obviously when you lose Ben Sauls, you worry about.
No question about it. He's done a nice job. And more than just booting it through the end zone, he's put the ball outside the hash, which is where we want it. It's more, ball placement is critical. Ben would smack it, and then sometimes he'd smack it in the middle field, and that's not kind of what we want to get done.
When we come back, we'll wrap up the show, talk about Saturday's ball game between Pitt and Boston College. That was what you need to know about BC, brought to you by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. More on the Pat Narduzzi Show next, presented by the Power of Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
At UPMC, we believe care goes beyond our walls and into our communities. That's why we support organizations and individuals who help people prosper by giving them skills and training for employment, including right here at UPMC. Because life-changing is providing people a chance to grow. Learn more at upmc.com/community impact. UPMC, life-changing medicine.
Hey, it's Andrew Filipponi from 93.7 The Fan for the Power of Bowser. Fall in Pittsburgh means crisp air, colorful leaves, and getting ready for football season. And at Bowser Hyundai, the number 1 Hyundai volume dealer in Pittsburgh, it also means the perfect time to get behind the wheel of a brand new Hyundai Tucson. Get 1.99% APR for 60 months on a new 2025 Hyundai Tucson SE all-wheel drive from Bowser Hyundai. And that includes hybrid models. And don't forget, all new Hyundais come with Hyundai Assurance and are backed by America's best warranty. 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Tax, title, and fees not included. Dealer doc fee of $477 applies. With credit approval and financing through HMFC. Offer ends October 1st. Now that's the power of Bowser.
Well, that's the power of Bowser. Yeah.
Bowser Hyundai, Route 51 South on top of the hill.
As on the football field, financial planning requires a comprehensive playbook to win the wealth management game. JKS Financial understands that your needs are unique and will provide the game plan to win your financial goals. Their wealth advisors use proven strategies with a focus on retirement distribution and will coach you through your journey to financial stability and peace of mind for the future. Visit jksfinancial.com.
At the University of Pittsburgh, the gold standard is the championship level that Pitt athletics programs strive to achieve. This season, Pitt Athletics is recognizing those businesses that support Pitt Athletics at the gold standard championship level. Pitt Athletics would like to recognize its 2025 gold standard corporate partners, Clearview Federal Credit Union and the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center. Thank you for supporting Pitt Athletics. Together, we go for gold.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies ask, what's your salary? At Northwestern Mutual, we ask, what's your story? We know building the right financial plan means looking at more than money. That's why we start by asking the right questions, listening to what matters most to you, then guiding you every step of the way to help you live the life you want. Plan your financial story with Northwestern Mutual. Contact Northwestern Mutual Pittsburgh today. Visit pittsburgh.nm.com. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Let's return to the Pat Narduzzi Show, presented by the Power Bowser on the Pitt Panthers Radio Network.
Wrapping things up on the Pat Narduzzi Show, here every Wednesday from 6 to 7 at the Hotel Indigo, just off the Hot Metal Bridge on Technology Drive. Pitt, Boston College, Saturday, October 4th. It's a dual promotion this weekend, Coach. It's Hail to Heroes. We'll get into that. It's also family weekend where Pitt families are giving some pizzas out tonight, I think, up on campus to the student body. But let's talk about Hail to Heroes, which recognizes military members, veterans, first responders, and public servants. Coach, I know that's something it's really important to you. You have a Veterans Day during training camp where they come visit. What's that mean to you in your program?
Can you hear me okay? There we
Got
go.
you now.
I'm a patriotic guy, number one. I mean, I think, you think about the United States of America and the national anthem and all those heroes out here. I think we have some people from the Air Force here today, and, just being able to be grateful for what they have done for this country, way back from, the world wars, and you think about it. But, we go out for the national anthem, as you know.
Yep.
And we miss it when we're not on the road because we're not allowed to come out for it. That's not what they do. But for every home game since I've been here, we came out. Even during COVID, even during some rough times in this country, we came out. And, we had some people stand down too and addressed it. And to me, this country is so important. It's where we live. This is where we're from. And you gotta have respect and honor the United States of America.
This isn't a playbook giveaway, but you guys have your winner's manual, obviously, that you give out to your players with all your stuff, and you have a whole section on the United States of America in there. And I think that's pretty impactful because guys sit around, they read it. It's got the Declaration of Independence and all those things. That's something you've done from day one?
From day one. We've had it since we've been here, and, we've got this, all the words to the national anthem and whatever it may be. We want to make sure we educate our kids because you know what? They're going to end up educating their kids and so forth. And that's how we build America.
It certainly is. And obviously a game will be played on Saturday too. We'll honor our veterans and first responders, and then a ball game will be played. What do you want to see from your team just in terms of their spirit in this game? Obviously, you've had a whole week of practice. You've been happy with their attitude?
I've been really happy. Our team, we got great kids. They've been, pleasers since, August camp started. I think, is this a wish list? Do I have a wish list? I can just say this.
Christmas is 2 months away.
60 minutes. And we get to that fourth quarter and you put those four fingers up. We need to finish. And, it's been 2 weeks of not finishing in the fourth quarter. And I think that's the number one most critical thing is finishing the game. It's going to come down to fundamentals. And we've talked about it. It's not like so it's a new thing. And we just haven't been able to do it, for one way or another. But, we're going to figure it out this weekend.
I know since you brought Cade Bell, your offensive coordinator, your time of possession isn't an area you focus on quite as much. But points, obviously, is really important, and staying on the field in first downs is really – what's that balance between explosive and touchdowns versus late in the game and milk the clock?
I mean, 2 of our scores last week are, 2 plays in 32 seconds and 28 seconds. So, I'm not going to tell them, don't score, fast, but that's what happens. But it's those other drives when you don't get an explosive that we need to stay on the field and make plays. And that's what we need to sustain drives. We need to move the sticks. It's okay to take 3 downs to get a first down, and we've got to grind it out, and we've got to have completions.
Yeah, between Jakarian Turner and obviously Joel's Goff last week, they had 13 carries for 70 yards. Both averaged north of 5 yards a carry. Are you happy with their growth, despite Des Reed not being available last week?
Yeah, no question about it. Really happy with both of those guys. I mean, they've carried the ball well. They've done their job, and they were much, really Goff was so much better last week in protection. We were really good at protecting the quarterback last week. So I think that those two are just going to continue to get better throughout the year.
You guys had a pick 6 last week. You also got your hands on a couple footballs that didn't go your way. Is it time that goes, the pendulum swings the other direction?
I sure hope so. You got Rashad Battle. That was one.
He's playing one-handed.
Yeah, he's playing one-handed. So that's it's unfortunate to throw it to a guy with a cast, but he can catch with that cast. He's done a nice job. So throw it up. He ain't going to drop too many of them.
Obviously, not going to talk about the injury itself, but him battling back, no pun intended, and getting back in the lineup obviously was huge because you guys have been pretty thin on that back end. You played a true freshman in Sean Lee, and Shadarian Harrison has played a good amount of football, but not in that starting spot.
No doubt about it. Shadarian Harrison, Nick, a.k.a. Drip, has done a nice job. We've been happy with him, and it was great to have Rashad back last week for sure. On
that back end, just watching you guys play, how pleased are you with the growth of Cruz Brookins?
Oh, Cruz Brookins.
I mean, he's the next star.
He really is. He's the next NFL player, I think, back on the hash. He's a hitter. He's tough. He's intense. I mean, he's everything you want out of a safety.
Now, PFF, you could either love it or hate it, but they gave
I wouldn't know how to get on
it. I saw Steve Spagnuolo from the Chiefs talking about PFF today and saying, well, it's great, but they don't know what play we have called. So they're saying a player either did his job or didn't do his job, not knowing what the job actually is. But anyway.
How do they do that?
I don't know, but they honored Nick. They said Nick James was part of a player of the week this week in the ACC on the defensive line. What do you make of his impact on the interior?
Boy, you look at when Nick James first got here and what he looks like now. Number one is conditioning. He was never out of shape because our conditioning program was good, but like sustaining on the field, he would get exhausted after 2 or 3 plays. He's been able to sustain. But Nick has been a big-time penetrator. This kid gets off the ball. I mean, I've been really pleased with the way he's been in the backfield. I mean, he got held last week, didn't get called. I mean, he's flying through the line of scrimmage, and we got to continue to get really good football out of Nick James.
Biggest key to victory on Saturday is finish?
Yeah, that's the biggest key. That fourth quarter, we better play the best fourth quarter we ever did.
Well, Coach, best of luck.
Thanks, Pat. Appreciate it.
Thanks to our executive producer, PJ Kamancic. T-Bird, Tom Catanzarite, manning the controls over here. Charlie Borges back at Studio Central in Foster Plaza. Thanks to the Hotel Indigo, our crowd that's here tonight. My family's here too. How about that? Allison Rubin setting up everything up here at the Hotel Indigo. And a special thanks to Mike Ganarella, Dom Pasquale for their help in media relations. We'll see you all Saturday at Acrisure Stadium. High noon kickoff, lots open early. Going to be a beautiful day. Hail to Pitt.